Everybody, how's it going? This is Marcos. I'm here with Strikeforce middleweight champion Jake Shields. Jake, congratulations on your win against Mayhem Miller. How does it feel to be the new champ?
It feels great being the champ. You know, Strikeforce is a great organization, so to be the middleweight champ is a great feeling.
Now, focus has shifted over to a potential matchup with you and Dan Henderson. Is that fight official? Is it signed?
I know it's still not signed, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. There's just a few small details we worked out. I think it's pretty much, what I'm hearing it's going to happen, but I'm not positive yet.
Is there a potential date that that fight could happen at?
I haven't heard. All I've heard is April. I don't really know. I usually find out from the media before I find out. That's how I find out things.
How does one prepare for someone like Dan Henderson who hits like a rock?
I guess if people hit me a lot and see if I can take it. I try not to get hit, I suppose. Try to stay away from that big right hand, obviously, and get him on the ground and make sure I'm circling away from the right, because Henderson's obviously a huge power puncher.
The Strikeforce middleweight division is stacking up really, really well. You got recent signings like Melvin Manhoef and Jacare. Do you see potential matchups with those guys in the future?
I just take it one fight at a time, but definitely, those guys are both the two of the best, one of the best strikers and one of the best grapplers in the world you just mentioned. So I would happily fight either one of those guys.
Who would you rather fight, though?
That's a tough call. I think stylistically, I think Jacare would be a tougher fight for me, just because his grappling is so phenomenal. So I'm not really sure which one I'd rather fight. So they're both interesting and bring different things to the table.
Yeah.
So.
How do you see yourself stacking up with the UFC middleweights, people like Anderson Silva and Nate Marquardt?
They're phenomenal fighters. I think I'd do well, but you never really know until you get in there and fight them. But I think I would love to fight those guys.
Do you think us, the fans, would ever see you make a transition from Strikeforce to the UFC?
I try to take it one fight at a time, but it's definitely possible. Right now, Strikeforce treat me good, so I'm happy there. But UFC is obviously a great promotion too. So I'm just kind of worried about getting this Henderson fight signed and getting through that, and then I'll take it from there.
Cool. Now, this weekend there's a huge Strikeforce fight, obviously, in Miami.
Yeah.
What do you think about athletes like Herschel Walker, James Toney, even trying to break into MMA?
I think it's great. It shows how big the sport's got, that these top athletes in other sports want to come fight. I think it's great. Some people knock it, and I think if you overpush these athletes and act like they're top level fighters, I think that's bad for the sport, because it's not showing us real top fighters respect. But I think it's great that guys like Herschel Walker and James Toney want to do MMA.
Do you think Herschel's going to win next weekend?
I have no idea who he's fighting. I watched him spar, though. I was in AK a few weeks ago. I watched him spar, and he looked pretty good. Obviously he's new to the sport, so not obviously he's not ready to fight someone like Fedor. But he looked really impressive for what he was, for a new guy coming in. He's a phenomenal athlete. He hits hard. Looked like he was in pretty good shape. So I think as long as he's matched against another new guy, I think he will win.
Your teammate is fighting this weekend. Next weekend, also. Nick Diaz.
Yeah.
How do you think that fight's going to go with him and Zaromskis?
Man, that's a good fight. Zaromskis, I just the other day was the first time I watched him fight. I went and looked him up on YouTube since Nick was fighting him, and that guy his stand-up is good. Yeah, his kicks, he throws them good. So it's it's a scary guy to fight, but I think Nick's good. I think Nick will pull it out. Whether it's on the feet or the ground, I think he'll find a way to win. On the ground, I think Nick's light years ahead, and on his feet, I think he'll end up wearing him down and winning regardless. But it should be an exciting fight.
Well, you heard it here first. Jake Shields Hendo, maybe in April. It's not signed yet, but hopefully we get to see that fight. Jake, thank you very much.